Black Stars of Ghana yesterday. They needed just a draw, not a victory, a draw against the Uruguay. But unfortunately, they could not make that happen. I'm sure by now, they must be preparing to exit their hotel in Qatar. Once again, I will welcome you to wherever you are joining us from. The Black Stars are out, but the show must continue. And it doesn't come as a surprise that Otto Addo has stepped down as the coach of the Black Stars, because he had said he would step down at the end of the campaign. So that is the news you can take to the bank right now. Otto Addo has stepped down as the coach of the Black Stars. So today, quickly, let's look at games that were played yesterday at the ongoing FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Of course, Uruguay, they defeated the Black Stars of Ghana 2-0. And of course, we brought the review to you. And thank you a lot for your comment on the comment section on YouTube. And Serbia, Switzerland, of course, Switzerland, they defeated Serbia by 3-2. Kayode joins me via video. Kayode, welcome.
Thank you, Femi. It's a pleasure to be here as always.
Okay, all right. I don't know whether we should still talk about Ghana, but I think quickly we should talk about the latest development that Otto Addo has stepped down as a coach of the Black Stars.
Yeah, well, even though I advocated that he should stay on, that the Ghana FA should ask him, implore him to stay on for continuity, to continue what he has started with this crop of players, but he is a man of his words. He actually promised that he was going to step down at the end of the World Cup, at the end of Ghana's involvement in the World Cup. And he said something that even if they had won the competition, he was still going to step down. So for me, that's a man of integrity, and we should only wish him all the best in his future endeavors and look forward to a new era for the Black Stars.
I remember yesterday on our review, I said we will welcome him to the Super Eagles, and someone said they will gladly give us to Addo. So I don't know, maybe tomorrow when Nigeria will say they're done with Jose Pesero, maybe they might consider Otto Addo. Let's talk about Serbia, Switzerland. At the time, that game was a 2-2, and of course, Switzerland, they got the needed victory, and of course, the ticket to join Brazil in the knockout round.
Yeah, they did the minimum, whatever they needed to do to win. It just goes to show that if Cameroon had taken all of the chances, if they had played well, they could also have beaten Serbia. It showed that Serbia were like the whipping boys of the group, although they were forced to a 3-3 draw by Cameroon, and ultimately it showed, because if Cameroon had won that game, all they need, and they beat Brazil the way they did yesterday, they would have been in the quarter in the round of 16 today, Femi. That's why I say sometimes when you have your opportunities, you take them because you don't know how it's going to serve you. With 4 points, they are on their way home. Some other teams with 4 points, they will go through. That is the nature of football, Femi.
Okay, so I didn't start with Cameroon. It was intentional because for me, it was another heartbreak that another African country would have to pack their bag and leave Qatar today, because the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, even though they got the needed victory over Brazil, maybe someone said a second side Brazilian squad. But
it was Brazil that they played. It was Brazil they played, whether it's first side or second side or whatever. They wore the Brazil shirt and they lost under the name of Brazil. So for me, that is uncharitable to say they were second string or third string or whatever. The most important thing was that Cameroon beat them, even though ultimately the win was worthless. But at least it will be on record that they were beaten by Cameroon at this World Cup, which was the first by an African country.
Yeah, you need to see the banter from Nigerians on social media. I don't know. The Super Eagles did not even qualify for the tournament, and they are still bantering teams who managed to qualify, and of course also at least to some extent did themselves proud at the tournament. Okay, Kade, let's look at the fixtures for the round of 16 today. Of course, the round of 16 will kick off today in Qatar, and we have the Netherlands and the USA. Kade, I know you've spoken very fondly of this USA side, particularly after the draw against the Three Lions, England. What do you think they will be bringing into this game against the Netherlands?
They will bring energy, unrelentless energy. They will bring a lot of running. They will bring a lot of verve, a lot of vivacity into the game. You will like them because they will play the Dutch team on their game. because the Dutch team are a very, very attacking side. The Americans also do not relent in attack. The only drawback that they have is they do not have a recognized point man. Team where is the arrowhead of the attack, but it tends to fade in and out of games. And I don't blame him for that, Femi. It's a product of his age. He's still growing, and I expect him to be better as he grows older. But at this point in time, Femi, they lack the kind of point man that for all of their effort, all of their productive energy that could convert some of those into goals. That could be their ultimate undoing today against the Dutch, because in the Dutch, they have proven players all over the pitch. In Gakpo, they have a striker who is cold-blooded. When you see his face, he looks like the babyface assassin. You don't think he's capable of doing the things he has done at this World Cup. Out of the goals he has scored, he has scored goals that are half chances, goals that other people caress and dress before they score. But he knows how to just strike and it's done. And that's why he's highly rated. We learned that Manchester United are already on his tails, and he's likely going to be a Manchester United player by January, hopefully. So if you put him against the American defense, they have a tough task trying to hold him down. And then the Dutch defense too, Van Dijk and the other guys in the art of defense, yeah, they will do a lot to keep the Americans at bay, because the Americans have the youthful players who can keep running at you for 90 minutes plus at a time. So for me, it's one game I look forward to. And I am at a crossroad now, Femi. I've supported the US all through this competition, but I've always supported Holland from years back. Now I'm torn between the two. I'm torn between the two.
Brazil, your number one country.
No. Undoubtedly, Brazil is my all-time favorite. Any competition where Nigeria is not playing, Brazil is always the team I will always support. Although in this competition, I've supported all the African teams. But now that Brazil are still in the competition, I'm talking about these two teams that I have an affinity for, I have a love for. I will want the best team to win, the better team to win, Femi. I want the better team to win between the two. If the US goes to win, fine by me. If Holland goes to win, fine by me. But I'm middle of the road, sort of. Yes.
Okay, so you're expecting a very, very tight game, right?
Exactly. I expect the game to be very, very tight. And don't forget that this is going to be a totally different ball game for the Netherlands. The way they played, they showed their fortitude and long suffering in the game against Senegal. They eventually broke down Senegal. I expect this game to produce late goals for me, but it's not going to be easy. I can tell you that.
Okay, let's talk about Argentina and Australia. I think the Argentines, they've kind of found their mojo, after losing their first game to Saudi Arabia. I think a lot of people will expect that, or a lot of people would not expect what happened against Saudi Arabia to happen to Argentina again. They've got to contend with Australia today in the second game, Kayode.
Yeah, the thing there is, on paper, you will say this is a no-brainer that Argentina will win this game hands down. But then, if there's something I've learned, it is not to trust these Argentines. You don't know the Argentina that will come to the party, whether it's the one that will come and expect Lionel Messi to do all the magic, or the one that will come and everybody will put in their shift and make sure that they get a comfortable win, or get a win of any kind, whether it's comfortable or not. Tell me, hopefully, Argentina will progress past the Australians, because I want the later part of the competition to be top heavy. I want the big boys to be there so that nobody will say, I'm not there. Already we've seen some teams fall by the wayside, like Germany. And on the basis of 3 games, I think the Germans deserve to be out of the competition, honestly. But then I want the other teams, Argentina, Brazil, Holland, and the rest to be there. I don't want anybody, and Spain, I don't want anybody to say it was because we were knocked out in the first round or second round. Go as far as you can, and I think Argentina should have enough. Even if they play a second string team, no disrespect to Australia. If Argentina play a second string team, they should be able to comfortably beat Australia. But you know what? You cannot tell with these Argentines, even with Messi and all the other players, they could still struggle before they get a win or whatever they're going to get from the game.
Okay, I will also expect maybe a win from Argentina because Australia, I think they are known for cricket, not football.
Yeah.
Kayode, let's talk about Senegal's game tomorrow. Now, unfortunately, out of 5 African countries, we have 3 down now, just 2 are still left in the competition, Senegal and Morocco. So Senegal will be playing England tomorrow, Kayode. I know how much you're yearning for Senegal to win this game. Of course, we have to support our African brothers now that Ghana are out of the competition. Kyle, it's going to be a very feisty game because Senegal, they have shown that they can fight. They can fight.
Let me make a clarification. This is not because this is not African solidarity. I think, without being told, that if there's a team that can stand 2-2 with the English team, it will be the Senegalese. They play without fear. They've shown that they can roll it off with the best of teams there, and I expect them to
Even
do
without
this.
money.
Yeah, they have played 3 games so far without money, and they are in the second round of the competition. So if they lose tomorrow, Femi, if they lose tomorrow, it will not be because money is not available. They have shown what they can do with or without money. So when we keep talking about Mali, Femi, if you notice, I've stopped talking about him throughout this competition, not out of disrespect, but out of respect for the players. Because if they have done so wonderfully well without money, and we keep talking about money, tell me, Femi, if money were here, what will it do differently? It probably would have carried them into the round of 16, which they have done. So the more we keep talking about money, the more we disrespect these players. They have done well. If they had fallen by the wayside in the first round, we'll say, oh, it's because money was not available. Then now, without money, they have done what money would have done. So what else do you expect them to do? So if they now lose against England, that will not be because money was not there. It will be because they are just fated to lose. But you know what? Even if they are going to go out, I can assure you that this Senegalese team, they will go out in a blaze of glory. They will not be disgraced. They will not. They will not. You just wait and see.
Okay, Kyle, let's still staying with this fixture. I know Khalidou Koulibaly is been criticized in England for his lack of pace and sometimes a positional awareness that you rightly pointed out was the bane of the Ghanaian team yesterday. And you're going to play against a very youthful English forward, talking about the likes of Saka, Bukayo Saka, maybe Marcus Rashford. I wouldn't know what of course Gareth Southgate lineup would be, but it is sure that you'll be playing someone like Saka and the likes of Mason Mount. Do you think Koulibaly should maybe step up in terms of pace? Because you know it is one thing that the English always bring to their game: pace, run, like we have also seen in the Premier League.
I think it would be totally wrong to accuse him of not having pace. What I think is he's still trying to adjust to the pace of the English game, not that he doesn't have pace. He established himself as a top player in the Serie A for several years for me. Now he's come to England. He's trying to adjust. This is first season. He has played less than 4 months in the English league. So he's trying to adjust to the pace of the league. And this is international football for me. The circumstances surrounding him and his team is different from what he has at Chelsea. He's playing with people he's familiar with, people he has played with in the last 6 or more years. So I expect that while the English will be full of running as usual, I expect that he and his other teammates will be able to contain them. Yeah, I also expect Marcus Rashford to start because gradually he has gotten back into the good graces of Gareth Southgate. He has played well and he has shown that he can score goals. He scored 2 in the last game, and he scored in the previous one when he came on against Iran. The first he scored against Iran. They drew blanks against USA, and they scored twice against Wales. So that shows you, and they started against Wales, even though he came in against Iran. So it shows that he's gradually won his way back into the good graces of Southgate, and I expect him to lead the line because Raheem Sterling has not been doing it. Harry Kane has played in a much more withdrawn role now. He has not scored, but he has been instrumental to some of the goals that they have scored. So I expect him to still continue in that way. Because I see guys Southgate trying to maximize all his talents by trying to play much more than 2 attackers. And if he wants to do that, he has to withdraw Harry Kane into a much more deeper line attacking position, which he has done and which I think so far has worked for England. But then Senegal is not Wales. Senegal is not Iran. So you can, the way you burst and push Iran and Wales all over the pitch, you cannot pull Senegal like that. If you think that Marcus Rashford is going to give Koulibaly some difficult time, you should also think about Ismail Assar, what he's capable of doing to Maguire or whoever is played in the center of defense. So I think these two teams are matched. I wish Senegal all the best. That's all I would say. As for the other team, I don't care about them.
You know, Senegal, for me, I think they are the only hope of Africa left in this competition, because if we are to go by the second half of Morocco versus Canada, I might not see Morocco going further. I think the only African country that I think should be able to stand toe-to-toe, like you said, to other opposition is Senegal. Now, we have 3 players in this Senegalese team who are playing in England. Ismail Assar plays with for Watford. Then you have Idris Gueye who plays with Everton, and of course we have Koulibaly who plays at Chelsea. Do you think that might play some factor in this game, Kayode?
It should. Even the ones who don't play in England play at the top level. So for me, they won't be stage fright. They will see it as just another game. They will see it as 11 players against 11 other players. And so I think the 2 teams, like I said, are evenly matched. And it's a game that we should actually look forward to. Let's see how it goes. And let me quickly say this before I forget. It would be uncharitable to say Senegal are the only team that we hope on. Morocco have shown that they can mix it with the best of the world can offer. They beat Belgium convincingly. Convincingly, they beat Belgium. That was not an accident. They beat Belgium, and the Croatia that they drew with was.
But we know Belgium they've been very, very below par in this competition.
Yeah, they were, but then Croatia, you couldn't say the same thing about Croatia, and they matched Croatia 2-2 against Canada. Probably they took their feet off the gas pedal because they knew they had qualified. Yeah, I cannot blame them for that, but I'm sure that they are capable of raising their game depending on the opposition that they meet. That's me. That's what I think.
Okay, but let's say if with a big if Senegal crashes out of the round of 16, would you say they've done well?
No. And I'll tell you why. I said any team that will impress me, that any team that gets to break the African record, which is match the African record of a quarterfinal appearance, would have done well by my estimation. So I expect them to do well by getting past this English team, and then whatever happens from there, I will take. I'll take whatever happens. Because if you just scratch out now, I cannot say you have done well, Femi. The teams that are there, I don't see much. The difference between them and the other teams who are in the round of 16 is very, very marginal. So why would I not give you a pass mark because you have managed to do the barest minimum? Africa, we have the talent, we have the intellect to be able to mix it with everybody. So we shouldn't be selling ourselves short by saying, after all, we tried. No, we should be aiming higher. Yeah, Femi, we should be aiming higher. So I will expect the Senegalese to go as far as they can. First and foremost, the immediate order is England, and I want them to overcome the English team.
Okay, all right, Kayode. Let's close with this. Yesterday after the game, the GFA released a statement saying that thanking all the sponsors, the government and corporate bodies for the support for the Black Stars, and they said that they believe that valuable lessons have been learned. Do you think valuable lessons have actually been learned in this competition for Ghana? Because I felt that if it is true, I think they should have done more, maybe to persuade Otto Addo to stay. But that is just my opinion. But do you think the Black Stars must have learned some valuable lessons at this competition?
I would think valuable lessons are learned when I see those lessons being put into action. Femi, a lot was said before this team got to the World Cup. People insinuated that some players got into the team for other reasons apart from merit. This cannot be proven, Femi, because a coach will tell you why he's taking certain X number of players to the World Cup, and this is his reasons, and those reasons are subjective. You cannot fault them because he is the coach. Now, those the modalities for inviting players and selecting them for the Black Stars, if they improve, if we do not have cause to suspect that this person was dropped because of allegiance to that person or because he doesn't agree with this person, if we are able to minimize that, Femi, I will agree that lessons have been learned. One, then two, Femi, I want to see lessons being learned about over-bloated staff. I did not see something special, extra in the 21-man technical team that the GFA to the World Cup. Yeah, I didn't see anything special about them. So, and I am waiting to know how that has helped Ghana football. Because see, Femi,
I want to believe that must have been maybe Otto Addo demanded that. Maybe asked GFA for that.
He couldn't have asked for staff without designation. You should be able to say this person is going to be doing this. This person is going to be doing this. This person is going to be doing this. If you don't have that, you just say the local coaches, and that's their designation. What does local coaches mean, Femi? When you took only 2 local players and you are taking 4 local coaches, how does that sound to you? No, it doesn't sound well. It doesn't sound well at all. You should take people who have a business being there, not people who are there because they are just freeloading. It just because there's money to be spent. Okay, take as many people as you want. No, I'm not saying 21 is too much. What I'm saying is they should have designated function. This is what this person. Even if they are ball pickers, if they pick balls, you should be able to say this person picks balls for us. Not that you just say they are domestic coaches. What does that mean? I don't get it. Doesn't have any meaning to me. So those are the lessons I expect that they will learn. And then, Femi, the most important lesson is that they will not allow this team to regress. Because if this team, they have attained a level now, having played together in the World Cup, that I expect the GFA to help sustain. If they are not able to convince Otto Addo to stay, they should be able to convince what's this guy's called? Chris Sutton to take over, or Boateng, so that they maintain that semblance of continuity. If they're able to do that, yeah, Femi, I will agree that lessons have been learned. And we should do things much more professionally. The world is not waiting for us.
Okay. I've seen some comments on our YouTube sessions, and a lot of our fans have called for the Ayew brothers to quit. Do you think they should maybe quit the Black Stars on their own, or do you think the next coach should be left to determine that? Quickly as we round up.
Femi, it is my belief that the players, as long as they are available for selection, they should be given a fair chance. If they decide on their own to leave the national team, so be it, but nobody should hand them out of the national team. Femi, one thing people don't understand is each time players come for national assignment, they put their lives on the line. They come from Europe, from wherever they are based. Each time you get on the plane, Femi, you are risking your life for your country. People should appreciate this. You know, a lot of people who travel from point A to point B, their plane crashes and they die. What happens? You just let's observe a minute of silence for them. It is their family that suffers thereafter. So if these players have done this for the better part of Adiraya has done this for the better part of 12 years now, we should be appreciative enough to say, you know what, thank you for what you've done. I'm not saying they should keep him in the national team forever. As long as any coach is willing to give them a chance, so be it. But we've had cause to praise them in this same World Cup, Femi. The fact that they didn't do well against Uruguay should not make us lose sight of the gains that we've had with these players. In the game against South Korea, all of us talked plainly about Jordan Ayew. In the game against Portugal, we said Andre Ayew did very well. The fact that they didn't do well now does not mean we should just crucify them. I'm not saying they should be in the national team forever, but they should be there as long as the merits being there, as long as other coaches want them to be around.
Okay. All right. Kado Gundari, thank you for coming on yesterday at the World Cup today.
Thank you
on
very much, Freddy.
And funny, I saw a video of Luis Suarez crying into the dressing room after that, the final whistle. And Patrice Evra, he was recently in Ghana before the commencement of the World Cup. He really loved that video. And of course, I also saw a lot of comments from African countries, particularly from Ghanaians, who said, yeah, at least finally, they've seen the tears that Luis Suarez has stated the tears they shared 12 years ago.
Like I said yesterday after the game, my consolation is the fact that Ghana were eliminated again by Uruguay, but then the Uruguayans are also going home. So that I may be petty. You may say I'm petty, yeah, but that is enough consolation for me. If the Uruguayans had qualified, I would feel much more sad than I am. But you know what?
Yeah.
It is all well. Let everybody go home and stay at home.
And watch the rest of the World Cup from home.
Yeah,
Guys.
let's all of us watch on TV.
Yeah. Okay. So our fans, our Ghanaian fans, particularly, please don't feel broken-hearted. Of course, life goes on. Of course, let's just see what happens from here. And of course, let's see who will be the next coach of the Black Stars now that Otto Addo has stepped down. But I know that this team, if kept together, a future. They really, really have a future. With what we have seen at the World Cup, they have a future because I think they played almost teams from different continents, and we've seen what they can bring to the table. So we'll see you guys tomorrow when we come around for another yesterday at the World Cup. Hopefully, we wish that tomorrow, of course, when Senegal will be taking, when they'll be taking on England, they will be able to maybe reach that quarterfinal. It's been a while since we have an African country in that part of that stage of the competition at the World Cup. So until tomorrow, when we see you again, we'll say bye for now.